There's one thing that's become extremely clear to me treating patients over the last decade. It's that being active is not the same as being strong. And I hear it again and again from my patients. I'm still moving and I'm active, so I must be doing fine. The problem is that being active on its own doesn't prepare your body for when life suddenly gets hard physically. I've seen people walk every day for years, stay busy, and think they're doing great. Then they spend 3 days in the hospital and suddenly need help with something basic like getting off the toilet. And that's exactly how some people stay independent into their 80s while others lose their independence after just one setback. In this video, I'm going to show you the difference between just being active and being physically strong. Do you know the biggest problem with thinking that you're active? It actually centers around something you do every single day, and some of you more so than others. It's the belief that walking is doing more for you than it actually is. Now, don't get me wrong, walking is indeed active, it burns calories, and I highly recommend you do it every day. But it doesn't do much for strength, balance, or your bone density. And it won't stop you from falling down, which is a huge issue in older adults. Falls cause hundreds of thousands of hip fractures each year in just the US alone. One of the biggest misconceptions I see on a weekly basis is when I work with patients after a fall and they're surprised that they had fallen. They tell me that they walked every single day for years and they thought that was enough. But that's like the equivalent of living paycheck to paycheck, but with your body. You can handle normal daily life until something unexpected happens. Strength is money in your body's savings account to handle those kind of events. And that's a walking trap that a lot of older adults consistently fall into. They think that because they walk daily, they have all their bases covered. Because how could something like walking, which everyone, including your doctor, tells you to do more of, be causing you problems? Well, real strength is the ability to move through life confidently, go up and down your stairs without any fear, carry heavy groceries, get on and off the floor, and react quickly if you trip outside. And trips do happen all the time, even when you think you're being careful. Walking doesn't train you to do those things. Sure, it's far better than just sitting in your recliner and not moving. No argument there. But when going upstairs and getting off the toilet starts to become more difficult, years of walking and housework aren't going to be what helps you. It's not just walking that leads people to think they're super active. I've come to realize that everyone has their own definition of active. Active for you might mean doing the same chores each week, then a little gardening in the summer months, and maybe some volunteering that keeps you on your feet for hours at a time, a couple times a month. Again, I'm not telling you these things aren't beneficial for your life, but I am telling you that they don't build strength, and having some reserve strength is actually what matters in the long run. And there are consequences to being active but not strong. Let's start with the obvious one, which we mentioned earlier. 14 million older adults fall down every year just in the US, and your chances only increase if you're not strong. Beyond that, recovery from illness and injury are going to be much tougher. I see patients all the time who end up in the hospital for a few days and they come out looking and moving many years older. That's what a lack of reserve strength does to someone. A few days in the hospital, and suddenly someone who was doing fine now needs help with the most basic of things. Ultimately, not working on your strength increases the chances that one day you're not going to be able to get off the toilet. And when you can't do that, you are no longer independent. So how do you actually know if you're strong enough for real life? I have 4 questions to help you decide, but you also must realize there is a difference between being strong enough for life and spending hours and hours in the gym. Because my goal for you isn't hours in the gym, because let's face it, most people over 60 aren't motivated enough to do that for the rest of your life. So answer these 4 questions. Number 1, can you go up and down stairs without having to pull on the handrails? Number 2, can you get out of your chair a number of times in a row without pushing up with your hands? Number 3, does getting up and down off the floor sound easy or impossible? And finally, if you tripped walking down the street, would you feel good about stopping yourself from actually falling and hitting the ground? If you're confident in your ability to do all those things, then what you're doing so far is working. But if not, there are a few things you need to do to build up your strength savings account. Because as we talked about earlier, Tripping on the curb or ending up in the hospital with pneumonia will happen at some point, no matter how active you think you are now. Now, you should keep walking, keep gardening, and keep staying active, doing all that stuff. But at some point, your muscles will need to get challenged a bit more as well to build up that strength reserve. So try to climb stairs more. Do some sit to stands from different chairs in your house, from your toilet. Get on off the floor as much as possible. Carry groceries and laundry baskets and anything else. Give your body a reason to stay strong and stay confident so that when life gets physically hard, your body is prepared for it.